Assembly, please come to order. We will have law enforcement lead us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Yes, that's fine.
Before we get a law enforcement report, I was just informed recently that I'm not sure if it was someone from the Sheriff's Department or Highway Department that got killed this morning. State Trooper? Okay. Let's keep him and his family in our prayers. Yes. And also, I know that we're all sitting down, but I would like to request that the body give a moment of silence for Tony Salametto that led our insurance group for almost 14 years. She passed away last week. Tony Salametto.
The insurance agent.
She was our insurance chair. Okay, thank you. Officers, when you give your report, could you please announce your name? Because we have a lot of new people, so they know who you are, and you need the respect from these people. Thank you.
I'll just say good morning first before I turn it over. So my name is Pete Palenzuela. I'm the captain commander for District 3. Century Village is within District 3, the policing district of PBSO for the unincorporated area. My boss is here with me today, our North Regional Major, Ronald Matino. So thanks for joining us, sir. Appreciate it. He's always has our support. Anything that we need, that the sheriff is very proactive in empowering executive staff to give us the resources we need to provide services. So I'm going to turn it over to Lieutenant Shandon Hood. He's the executive officer for District 3, my right-hand man. But before I do, just want to let you guys know, Happy New Year. I've missed the last couple meetings. I was traveling and I had some commitments. But just want to let you know that this traffic is increasing, especially on the Okeechobee corridor. I say it every time. So please be very, very careful when you're coming and exiting and entering Century Village from your Okeechobee gate. The traffic out there is intense. We do have our traffic division that is addressing the issue, and be wary of our motor units. They're going to be out conducting some enforcement. I have some operations coming up. Always like to warn you guys first so that you're not on the receiving end of the coupons on Okeechobee and Haverhill. So just giving you fair warning, and he'll give you the traffic report. We were pretty active traffic-wise last month. We were low on the call volume, which is good, and Lieutenant Hood will discuss one particular fraud case, and I know the major got approached about someone that had a voicemail. These frauds are now going to go next level this year. I'm sure you've heard of artificial intelligence, AI. So these criminals become more and more sophisticated. So you're not just getting someone from Nigeria on the other end of the line. They're actually programming these computers to synthesize voices that might be familiar to you. So just be very, very careful about that. If you don't initiate something, don't get yourself involved in it. Move on from it, okay? I mean, I don't know what more to say. We had someone that actually sold their home and invested in cryptocurrencies, and now they're going to be homeless. He'll cover that. It's just, it's awful. It's despicable, and don't put yourself in that position. It is very hard for law enforcement to come after the fact and try to make you whole if you become a victim of a systemic fraud like that, especially overseas. Lieutenant Hood?
Can I ask a question?
We'll take questions after we give the report. We're always available for questions. Major, did you have something? Okay.
All right, good morning. Happy New Year. Good morning. So we'll start off with the Century Village traffic report for January 2024. As the captain stated, traffic, I'll speak a little loud for you. Traffic has picked up during the month of December. We were a little light on traffic because we are understanding that it was the holiday season for you guys, but we have picked up our operations and we're going to continue to pick up our operations. So for the month of January, we conducted 52 traffic stops, 62 citations were written, 17 written warnings, and 1 verbal warning. We noted that there were 4 accidents in the village and there was 1 hit and run. Okay. Now we're going to move over to the cases of interest. So we have what we document as a stolen vehicle, but it was actually a motor scooter that was left in the parking lot that was stolen. We had one incident of vandalism where eggs were thrown at someone's front door. Then we had 2 incidences of fraud. We had one incident where it was a fraudulent ad on Craigslist for a condo requesting a deposit. That one wasn't as severe, but the next one the captain kind of alluded to was a little disturbing. We had someone who was defrauded where they transferred cryptocurrency in the amount of $49,000, okay? Sold their home, and this person is now homeless. We have conducted our own investigation, and then we have turned it over to the financial crime unit. And that's kind of where we kind of finished the year off, and when I say that lightly, moderate amounts of fraud in the village. I know in the middle halfway point of the summer, it picked up heavy, and we had some major cases. I think one case was about $300,000, where someone lost about $300,000. So you guys have to be mindful that the fraud, every year, they reinvent themselves. And every year they get better, and they're going to continue to get better. So you just need to be mindful about those phone calls and things that you guys are going to start receiving very soon, and then report it as soon as you guys get it. The final report that we're going to give is the activity report. So in the village for January 2024, we had 249 calls for service, 47 cases actually reported. The majority of the calls were just residence checks. We did have a few minor crime calls. The ones that we mentioned, the fraudulent calls, were the calls of interest that we guys wanted you guys to be aware of. But as I've stated in previous meetings, continue to contact your security immediately, and then also contact law enforcement when you feel that you need our presence there as well.
Any questions? Someone had a question?
In the back?
Go ahead, ma'am, in the back.
I have a question. When you're coming out of the village, going on either right or left onto Haverhill, and the people are going into the temple, we only have turning lanes, and it's very dangerous. They're going straight across. So can anything be done about this?
So you should have a straight through lane to go, right, to go, and then you have your turn lanes. I know the county is working, Niels, I think they're working on that intersection.
Yes.
So it's been an issue. So what we did, I mean, you need to yield to and we put a sign up. If you want to try and make a left, the people going straight from the temple into Century Village, they have the right of way. So you need to let them go.
We're talking about the people that are going into the temple, not coming out of temple, coming back in. So we only have turning lanes, and they're going straight across. There's no lane for them to go straight. They're only turning lanes, and they're constantly going straight out of both lanes. And it's very dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take a look at that.
How are they supposed to enter then? Make a right out onto Haverhill and then make a left into their lot? What is the right way for them to get in there then?
So let's talk after the meeting, and we'll follow up with engineering.
Thanks, Neil. Any other questions? Okay, all right. I know we know you have a busy delegate meeting. We'll turn it back over, and Sergeant Newcomb will be at the 1 o'clock security meeting.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.
I know that everybody has read the minutes. I will entertain a motion to accept the minutes as presented. Who made the motion? Bob Rivera made the motion. George Franklin seconded. Are there any corrections to the minutes as presented? Okay, so moved. We're going to go on to the order of business today. Bobby, we're going to have nominations off the floor. Bobby will explain the procedure that we're going to have. Bobby, do you need the microphones moved from the back to the middle?
Okay, in order to keep this nominating process moving along smoothly, I would appreciate it if we all followed these suggestions. When I open the nominations for each office, the person making the nomination and a person seconding the nomination should both come to the microphone that I have standing in the aisle here at row 6. The nominee and the seconder must state their name and the association that they're representing, and the name of the person that they're nominating. At that point, the person who is nominated should come to that microphone and accept the nomination. All nominees must declare that they reside in Century Village for at least 9 months of every year. And after the nomination is made, the person must come to this desk. I have 2 very able assistants who will take down the official information. One other note. In order to be included in the election insert in the next reporter, anybody that's nominated today must get their bio into Ruth Dreiss at the reporter immediately. The form for this bio is printed in the December reporter, and you should try to follow it so she doesn't have to rewrite everything. Please make sure you put your email address so in case she does have to get to you, it isn't a problem. And one other reminder, the photographer will be outside the party room right after today's meeting to take headshots of all of the nominees. Okay, folks, we're going to get going.
Bobby, 1 second. We have 148 delegates in the House, so we can conduct business.
Maybe I need glasses so I know what I'm doing. Okay. Okay, I'm going to start the proceedings by opening the nominations for President of UCO. Right now, we have 2 candidates declared. Is anybody coming up to nominate a third? Oh, the candidates are Fausto Fabro and Kelly Jansen. Okay, no other nominations. I declare that the nominations for President of UCO are closed.
No, they're leaving.
Okay, I'm opening up the nominations for UCO Vice President. We have 4 declared candidates. 2 will be elected. Do we have any nominations for UCO Vice President? Okay, the person nominating and the seconder should come to this.
Yeah.
Oh.
I nominate Bob Rivera.
Hold on, would you please just state your name and
My name is Olga Wolkenstein, Northampton R.
and you're nominating Bob
Bob Rivera.
Rivera? Okay. Hold on, David,
No, Vice President.
Olga? And who was seconding that?
Oh, sorry.
Who was seconding that nomination?
Another close.
Won't you? You have to come up. Is there a second on that nomination? Please come up to the microphone.
Marie Richardson, Windsor F. Marie Richardson, Windsor F.
Marie Richardson is seconding the nomination. Hold on, David's checking to see if they're... Richardson. Marie, where do you live? Windsor F.
When you come up, please state if you are a delegate and what building you live in, what association you're represented. It makes it a lot easier.
Did he accept? I didn't hear.
But we need a second first.
What did she got?
He's verifying. Damn, she's a delegate. Right.
Me?
Olga.
Northampton R.
Okay, that's okay. Okay,
Did he?
Bob, are you accepting the nomination? Okay, please come up and sign the appropriate paperwork. Okay, do we have any additional nominations for Vice President of UCO?
Yes, I'm Kelly Jansen.
Hold on. That's Kelly Jansen from what building?
Northampton A.
Northampton A.
I'm a full-time resident and delegate. And I nominate Olga Wolgenstein.
Vice President.
Who's seconding that nomination?
Cookie Courier, Gulf's
Cookie.
Edge,
Okay.
the
Okay.
delegate.
Olga, are you accepting that nomination?
I accept the nomination.
Okay, please come up and sign the appropriate paperwork.
You had a nice day yesterday.
Kelly is nominating Olga.
And I'm seconding it.
No, Kelly, no, that should be Olga.
Okay.
Yeah. Olga, nominated by Kelly. There's like Kelly Jansen.
Is that one of his extras?
And seconded by Cookie.
Courier.
Jannsesen. SSEN.
Oh, really?
SEN. And Cookie Courier.
You go by Cookie?
Yeah,
C-O-O-K-I.
K-E-Y, C-O-K-E-Y.
Okay, are there any additional nominations for UCO Vice President? Okay, I'm declaring that the nominations for Vice President are now closed.
Read out the other candidates.
Bobby, announce all the candidates now for Vice President, please. All the candidates.
All right, the declared candidates for Vice President are Patricia Caputo, Dominic Guanagia, Phyllis Richland, Marilyn Curtis, Olga Wolkenstein, and Bob Rivera. 2 will be elected. Okay, I'm opening the nominations for Treasurer of UCO. Are there any nominations from the floor for Treasurer of UCO? Joanne Robinson is the declared candidate.
Dan Gladstone,
You have to
Delegate
sign
Cambridge F.
The one that,
I nominate
to
Ed
sign.
Grossman as the
Hold on,
treasurer of
hold
UCO. Okay.
she has to sign down here that she lives in the village. Hold on, I'm sorry.
Of course.
Okay, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Okay.
Nominations for Treasurer of UCO.
Dan Gladstone, Delegate Cambridge F. I
Cambridge.
nominate Ed Grossman for treasurer.
Who's seconding that nomination?
This is John Malloy, the president of Stratford A and B. I second the nomination for Ed Grossman for treasurer.
Okay. And where is Mr. Grossman here to accept the nomination?
It's a re-election.
Yes.
Is he accepting the renomination?
I accept the nomination.
All right. He'll have to sign it in the office. Okay, I'm closing the nominations for treasurer. We'll have 2 candidates. Hold on.
To sign, he's got to sign.
Okay, nominations are open for recording secretary. I'll get him in the office.
She said it.
What? We'll figure them out afterwards.
I know.
Yeah. On the bottom. Okay, I'm opening up the nominations for recording secretary. We have one candidate now on the list by the name of James Borsos. Is anybody else being nominated for recording secretary? Nominations are closed. Nominations are in order for UCO corresponding secretary. We have one candidate declared, David Boaz. Are there any additional nominations for the office of corresponding secretary? No. Closed. Nominations for corresponding secretary are closed. We have 14 declared candidates for the executive board. 10 will be elected. I think that's it. We're going to close the nominating process for 2024 UCO elections.
Remind everybody that anybody that was nominated needs to have their picture taken after Delegate Assembly. You said by the party room, Bobby?
Hold on, you want to open up the floor to any other nominations for the executive board?
Right, they didn't do that yet.
That's it. I declare the nominating procedure closed. All right, they'll be in the reporter, but Dennis Burrows, Diane Andelman, Duke Horton, Flora Simpson, George Franklin, Jerry Satofsky, Jean Berman, Michael Bunk, Michael Zaslow, Regina Latore, Bobby Levin, Louisa Salazar, Dan Gladstone, and John Timmerman. That's it.
Remind where they gotta get their pictures taken. Bobby, remind them where to get their pictures
Yeah,
taken.
I did. Everybody should have the outside of the party room as soon as this meeting is adjourned.
Thank you. While they're getting their thoughts together, I'm going to let you speak first. Okay, we'll move on with our CAM report.
Good morning, everyone. It's that time of year again. I get to talk about garbage. This was a particularly messy week. So if I look like I'm in a bad mood, I am. Few things. Number one, bulk trash day, pickup day is Friday. Bulk trash should not be put out before Thursday. Any bulk trash that's out for more than 24 hours is in violation of county code. I'm turning every one of them into county code as I find them, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Code enforcement inspectors are on property today. Second, there is a limit to how much bulk trash can be put out by each building at one time. The limit is 3 large pieces or 2 cubic yards. If an entire unit is being emptied out, that needs special pickup. And the association should authorize the charge for the special pickup, and they can re-invoice the unit owner that put the junk out. The stuff needs to be kept up on. Nobody likes to look at a stack of nasty-looking mattresses all week long. That's not fair to any of us. Next, construction and demolition material. is not picked up for free by Waste Pro. That has to be picked up, that has to be paid for separately by the unit owner who puts it out. That stuff can't stay out either. That's a code violation. All right, so please keep an eye out for it. If you see alteration work going on, pay attention to where they're putting their junk. They just can't put it by the dumpster. Solid Waste Authority inspectors are on the property again today. They're going to be looking for these items that I'm mentioning, and there are fines associated with this. So, but more importantly, nobody wants to look at these garbage piles. The mattresses and the toilet bowls particularly aggravate me. I don't know about you. Other than that, that's kind of all I've got this month. I'm happy to answer any questions or address any concerns. Thank you. Hey, I know that lady. Nope, guess not. Thanks,
Step
everyone.
up to the microphone, please.
Yes, I called a couple of times.
Hi.
I have called a few times on the garbage because when they pick it up, they slam it back down in the wrong spot and the lid stays open.
Yeah,
So
that's annoying.
no sense of having a lid on it if they're going to knock it out, and then we can't put it up because
What
it
happens
got...
in a lot of cases is associations have put hedges or fencing around their garbage, which they weren't really supposed to do. Most of them didn't really check with anyone. So what happens is they slam it down, the lid is in the back, and then we can't even go and put it back for you without moving the dumpster. So that's something that when you see it, have your property manager just call the number on the dumpster and let them come back and fix it.
I've called several times. Are you suggesting we put a fence around it?
No, I suggest you don't. They tend to get destroyed as quickly as they get put up.
Okay, there's no fence. There's a spot that it's supposed to be on, and they don't put it in the right spot.
Okay.
Which they put it up on a hill, which
Sure.
it catches on the back.
So just have your property manager call the number on the dumpster.
We have called several times.
Good, thank you.
Hi, Donald. Donald, hi.
Who is
Michael,
that?
way in the back.
I'm back here.
Left.
Wait, I want to see if I recognize you. No,
Of course
too
you
far.
do.
Hi.
It's Michael Brenner.
Hi, Mr. Brenner.
I live in Sussex E. Our dumpster is constantly being used by residents of Sussex C and Sussex I. And sometimes they'll do bulk trash. Somebody left an air conditioner in front of our dumpster. What can we do about these other buildings that are using our dumpsters?
This is a tricky problem, and one I've not been able to solve in all these years. Here's the deal. Your association contracts for a certain amount of cubic yardage, basically 2 cubic yards, 3 cubic yards for your building, which would be two dumpsters, really a dumpster and a half. Question is, which one's yours and which one's it? Are these dumpsters on a particular property? Yes. The one on your property is on your property, but you don't necessarily have exclusive use of it because that's not the way your contract reads. It is annoying. I have it in front of my building as well. Why do you have to? Why? Because for some people it's easier to take the garbage with the car and dump it on their way out rather than just walk across the street to their own
Our
dumpster.
dumpster is actually closer to their building than it is
Yeah,
to...
and then there's that. So I don't really have an answer for you on that one. It's I call it garbage married counseling. It's not really a solvable problem. I've seen associations try putting padlocks on their dumpsters. Can't do it. I gotta chop them.
I put a sign on the dumpster.
Yeah,
magnetic
the signs. They ain't
It
gonna
doesn't work. Nothing works.
And look, as a manager, having the choice between having the garbage straw on the floor and putting a dumpster, I'm going to pick your dumpster, right?
Yeah, but they'll the last incident was somebody left an air conditioner in front of the dumpster.
Air conditioners are going to disappear almost instantly because they're metal. The scrap guy is going to come get them.
Okay.
I had a situation where a man was so mad that he painted a line down the middle of his dumpster and put the two names of the... And I took a picture of it because, it's for my book for when I retire. It's really annoying. I just really don't have it. If there's something that's really egregious and you need me to come, go straighten it out, I'm happy to do it.
Okay.
But, yeah.
My latest thought was that Sometimes I'll see dumpsters with the Amazon labels still on, garbage with the Amazon labels.
Oh, I do that
still.
all, I'm like the garbage CIA. I do that all the time. That's how I find
And
who
I'm
puts
ready to
stuff
bring the
out.
boxes back and leave it in front of those people's doors.
Yeah, don't do that. No.
Thank you, Donald.
Thanks, everyone.
One more.
Oh.
Yes, ma'am, go ahead.
Oh, there you are.
Sally from Dover.
Hi, Sally. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Question. We usually get our garbage picked up on Fridays, but the last 2 weeks, they come on Thursday.
Well, that's something new. I wasn't
know.
aware of that.
Last week it was, I said, okay, it's a fluke for some reason.
And yes, you do. Your Friday is Dover, right?
That was supposed to be, but they came
All right.
again yesterday.
Let me call and ask. I don't know why.
They have a new calendar.
They shouldn't, but this is something new where they come early. Usually, when I hear these complaints, it's because the trucks had so much garbage that they ran out of day and they have to come back the next day. But
Well-
this is something totally new.
Well, it's going to be worse because we're in season and they don't come again until Tuesday, and it's a mess.
If it is I mean, obviously, I'm going to do a sweep of the whole property later today.
No, I just want to report it, that's all.
No, I'll take a look at it. Thanks, Sally. All right.
That's it?
I think so.
Okay. We'll try a little different today. Ed Grossman, Treasurer's Report.
Good morning, everybody. I'm glad that we had a quorum here. We seem to have a bunch of guests who want to be a public servant. I could only say that's a good thing. Year to date, which is a whole year, if you look at your packets, the total loss per unaudited is $51,000, which in essence, on an $8 million budget, is not bad. However, the only thing that I'd like to bring to your attention, which I brought to the office's attention at the last meeting, office's meeting, is that we have several associations that are seriously behind. At one point, I had an individual who all they did was work on that. That job was taken away, and I brought to their attention to please get this money in. We have people that's a year behind, and that's not good. Again, while I'm not in the office all the time, I'm always available. Anybody has any questions, please call the office, and I will be there. So I hope that we go forward in 2024 and do better than we have been doing for quite some time. And my last remark is, I still want to make $300 and some odd thousand in interest rather than $11 million sitting in our account. The rest is up to you. By the way, I have documentation that I don't want to get into it, but I could sum it up that Richard Handelsman, who we rely on for these kind of decisions, unequivocally and in writing, said it should be done. And for those who weren't at the last treasurer's meeting, 100%, and I could be wrong, I didn't get the recording back, voted that that should be done. And I brought it to their attention, which I told all of you. It requires 2 signatures, and we will go forward in 2024 and get that income one way or another. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Because I'm kind of new at this, but I see we got an aging report of 98,000 plus. Do you charge interest on this?
That's a question for the treasurer. That's his job.
Well, he just gave his report, so I'm asking a question.
Was your question, do we charge interest?
Interest on the aging report.
It's on the aging report, and if it's past due, the first line of defense is the association. The second line of defense is the CAM. The CAM of your association should be on top of this. Our job, we had tried and we were successful in collecting it. I had a wonderful volunteer who had a master's in finance, but was being precluded from collecting, and in less than a week and a half, when she worked on it, it was all collected. And that would be the case now. So we will try to amend that.
Yeah.
I still don't have an answer on my question, please.
Yes, ma'am. I understood your question. I don't think our treasurer did. So let me make it a little clearer. Ed, what
Any type of collection
what this lady is
process.
asking is, does UCO charge penalties for late payments as the associations would if their unit owners were in arrears? That's the question.
At this point, we haven't charged an IC. We're not here just to have an iron hand, and if you know...
So Sally, the answer is no.
Well, you don't have to answer for me, Donald, okay? We have bylaws, and the bylaws in many instances are not fine. We are not here to hammer everybody. We're here to be efficient, okay? And efficient would have been done. Now, interest, I don't know. I would have to check with our attorney if it's included in our bylaws, just like other items that have been brought before this Delegate Assembly, like fines for speeding,
Okay,
like additional
I don't care about fines.
security. So the answer is, at this moment, it's not in our bylaws, we didn't check on the attorney, and so I think we would have to bring that forth and put it and make it clear in the UGO bylaws.
You still didn't answer the question.
Okay, no, it's...
What is this, mutton, Jeff?
Let me make a shorter
I
question.
just answered the question. If you don't understand English, I can't help you. I said we don't.
I do not
You
want to
know what the
argue.
word "don't" means?
That's not going to be my next question.
Excuse me. Order, please. Thank you.
Thank you. Does UCO get run like the...
Ready now? Okay. Wait, hang on. You're talking to somebody.
Oh, my question was, is UCO run this under the same statute 718 as the association?
The short answer is no.
Okay.
UCO is not a condominium association per se. It runs under state statute 617. However, since we secondarily work for
emails that said, you're not to do it. So let's not just talk from the sky. Let's move along here. You're talking whatever it is, even if it was at 5,000, it's not. They cut the mic. I don't.
No, there's something wrong with the system.
350,000 at least.
Okay.
Interest. Pre-tax.
Okay.
Pre-tax.
Okay, we're going.
So now it's on to, as we move forward, it's going to be up to the Delegate Assembly. I'm waiting for the recording, and that will be put on so that you could all hear that everybody in the finance meeting more than one time said, you just do it, but ignore the fact that you do have to have 2 signatures. And I said, I can't ignore it. It's in the bylaws. The bylaws is something that has to be addressed. So I don't shirk my responsibilities.
Okay. All right, let's move on. Well, I'm trying to get order here. Thank you. We're going to move on to our next report, which will be the UCO reporter. Miss Ruth, you're up.
Yes, thank you, thank you. My report will be very short. I don't have a lot to say. The UCO reporter for the year was ahead $15,000 or $1,228 a month. Happy Valentine's Day. Don't forget to vote next month, first Friday. And that's all I have for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ruth. And I know I've said this before, but it wasn't too long ago that we had about 15 to 20 people running the UCO reporter, along with an editor, and we now have a group of 1. Miss Ruth deserves a round of applause. She's doing a fantastic job. Okay, Patricia, you're up.
Thank you.
VP report.
Good morning, everyone. It's great to see so many people. I'm happy that other people have stepped up and are running for the open positions. That shows an interest. I just want to say, and I'll be short, like I always am, that I had breakfast Saturday morning, and a woman next to me was telling me a story that just horrified me. I know it's not our responsibility, but as human beings, I think we should look out for our neighbors, especially the older people. This woman is being taken advantage of constantly. I told her, I asked where she lived. I am going to check on her personally. People are always telling her I'm broke, I need money. They have gone into a pocketbook, and she's constantly shelling out hundreds of dollars. I said to her, look at me and practice this word. No. No. I'll give you my number. Please call me. Tell them you don't have the money. Stop doing that. Yeah, but they're broke and they don't have what to eat. I said, one person she was talking about in particular gets a check every month. I said, he's lying to you. He gambles. You have to stop. You're going to go through all your money, and you don't know if you'll get hit on the head and somebody will go into your pocketbook like they did recently. You really should report it to the police. She said, no, they don't have money. So that's me. I'm going to take that on personally, and I'm going to make sure that no one's taking advantage of her. So please, if you see an elderly person that someone's taking care of, step in. It's not a big deal. A few minutes a day, yeah, I'm a goody two-shoe. I love to help people. I think it doesn't take very much to stop for a few minutes to talk to someone who's lonely or to help them out with something. And that's what I do at UCO. No matter who comes in, whether I'm the vice president or not, I will not turn them away. I wish you all a blessed day. Take care. Bye-bye.
To our senior statesman, Mr. Stuart Richland.
That's what Donald Foster refers to me as the senior VP here. There are two major events happening in the month of February. One is the Super Bowl, and the other is the UCO Candidate Forum. I encourage everybody sitting here, please go to the forum and talk directly to the candidates who are running. Get a chance to meet them, talk to them, listen to them, become involved. Not only the people sitting here, but members, get people from your associations to go there too, because as you recall, years ago, when we had elections here, the candidates would go around to the pools and it would be a social event. You would have posters printed all over. It was a more exciting time, and now because of the rules and regulations, that has all changed. And this is the only opportunity you will have to actually look at and talk to and ask questions of those who are running. And that will help you make a decision as to which of the candidates that are running for office you feel will do the best job for you. This is the democratic process. It's democracy in action in Century Village, and I urge you, please, go to that forum and ask questions. Lastly, I think we should contact some television studio that does comedy routines, and maybe we could go ahead and put Century Village trash on television and get a lot of publicity, because there's certainly just a tremendous amount of background information that they could use here. It could win a show, could win a prize. And that's it for me.
Thank you, Stuart. Dominic, you're up.
It's okay. Doesn't matter. One mic, two mics, I don't know. I can't, what to do. I'm glad to be here today. I had some problems earlier in the year. I'm healthy now, and I look forward to helping you as I can. I'm at UCO 5 days a week. Come in, and if you need any help, I'll be there. Thank you.
Thank you, Dominic. Next, Joanne Robinson.
Good morning. It's nice to see 148 people here. That's wonderful. Very briefly, I want to thank everybody. I've had over 1,000 page views on the new website in the last 30 days. I hope everybody is enjoying it. This past month, I put on a comments page, and I've been getting wonderful remarks and comments and people looking for information. Please share that with everyone around the village. We're going to alter the website based on the kinds of comments and information that people are looking for. So we're taking it one step at a time. Another thing that I did just the other day is I have all 3 of the community access TV stations accessible on the website. The thing is, you have to be a little patient. They just take a little time to download, and you really need to use a laptop or a desktop, but they are available. So get the word out to our snowbird community that when they're back home in the summer and they're curious of what's happening at UCO and at the rest of the village and at WPRF, they've been cooperating. They're going to be able to click on their computer and find out what's going on. So I'm excited about the development of the website, just as a community resource. I think it's long overdue. And that's it for me. Thank you.
Give them the channels, Joanne.
Joanne? 590, 591, 592.
Thank you. David Boaz, would you? No, you're good? David is recovering from surgery. That's why he's not up on the stage. And he's doing a hell of a job. Thank you. Yep. Yes. Okay. Do we have any unfinished business? Do we have any unfinished business? Okay. Cool. I will. All right.
I'm sorry if I'm going to sound a little repetitious. Last year, we did vote for an engineering study to go through. I want to know where that, what the status of the engineering study for the, come here. For the road, on the road, the ramps to slow people down. We got a lot of people that are passing. I personally have stopped 2 people that passed me and told them there's double yellow lines, that means no passing. If you cannot understand that, then you need to go back to driving school. All right, we got a lot of people that need to know this. There's no passing in this village, nowhere on that main road. So those ramps are really needed to stop these people, slow them down. Had one guy pass me doing 50.
Okay.
Donald,
Did
could
you want me to answer that?
Yes, please.
Sure. Just for everyone, Bob was a little roundabout, but what he's talking about is speed bumps. Bumps, speed tables, traffic slowing devices. We've already had an engineering study done, and it was recommended that we not put in speed bumps. The study seems to show that in a closed community like ours, when you put them at regular intervals, people tend to speed up after they slow down for the table, and it actually increases the total speed that people do on average. Having received no direction to commission an additional study, I've not done so. We've received advice from PBSO, from PBCFR, that, and you heard that last month, where they please don't put speed tables in. They need to get in and out of here without jangling the poor people in the back of the red wagon. And I've said this last month, take this from someone who was recently in the red wagon with some kind of port hanging out of his neck. These speed bumps are brutal when you're inside the back of an ambulance. So that's kind of all I have to say on that. Thank you.
Thank you, Donald. A couple of things that I would like to, for the delegates here, for whoever's a guest. The UCO office takes care of barcodes and gate passes. We also facilitate doing investigations for your building. Please educate your unit owners and your occupants that when they come there, they shouldn't come with a chip on their shoulder. We volunteer. We made it over the last 4 years that I've overseen the front desk, we've done away with all the little tiny things. You need a registration in your name and a Century Village ID, and if you require a new barcode, $10. If you have a rental car that's rented to Avis, Hertz, you are not entitled to a barcode. Very plain, very simple. We get harassed every day. As far as I know, there's only one state in the Union, New Jersey, that if you lease a car, it's leased to the company, not to the individual. We cannot give you a barcode. Very simple. For the last few years, just to give you an idea, we used to do 100 barcodes every 5 to 6 weeks. For the month of January, we've done 181 barcodes. That doesn't sound like a lot, but when you figure it out, in the 23 days that the office was open, divide that, we're doing 8.5, 9 barcodes every hour. That's usually done by 1 or 2 volunteers. And if somebody that comes in, they don't have oh yeah, I have my registration, it's in the truck, or it's in the car, it's at my house, it's in my pocketbook. Please tell them to have it ready. We have all this information available. It's available online. It's available on the UCO Reporter. Please make sure they follow those direct. That's what makes things go faster. And no, nobody gets paid. And believe it or not, we still have people that come in and tell us, we pay your salary. No, you don't. We volunteer. But if you guys want to make it a paid position, please let me know. I'm sure that the office would be very happy. Okay? I'm sure that everybody would like to get paid.
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
One thing you left out, it's not just the registration, it's the present registration. 'Cause
Right.
A lot of people bring in one
Right.
from last year, and we can't accept that.
Right. It must be a current registration. Don't bring a registration from 1999 and you don't know what happened to the new one. You know, believe it or not, oh yeah, we asked them at the front desk. Very simple. Do you have a current registration? Yes. Where is it? It's in the car. Well, why don't you go get it? What do I need it? I'm asking you to need it. These are the type of things that we put up with every day. And it's not funny. You know, when you have people there that are volunteering their time, they're not there to be abused. They're not there to be yelled at. And please, they deserve a round of applause for the work that they do. And we have two ladies that do that. One lady does it 5 days a week, and the other lady does it 3 days a week. So consider that for the barcodes and the amount of money that you're saving by having some volunteers done. And you have 3 people that work the front desk, and they get abused also. You know, people come in with an attitude. Don't be an attitude. We're all unit owners, and we're here to help the village and to save a few dollars and to do a good job because we want to be good neighbors to everybody. Okay, I'm going to stop that right now. All right. Mr. Niels from Greg Weiss's office, you're up.
Good morning, everybody. Greg couldn't make it today. He is in Boca at FAU for a conference about artificial intelligence. As you know, Greg is really into AI, and it's coming at us fast, as you heard in the police report as well. Last week, Greg was in the Bay Area in California, Silicon Valley, where he met with Microsoft and Google and all the big boys of the artificial intelligence world. He is doing that because he is leading for the National Association of Counties a committee that is looking into the good things and bad things about AI, and they're trying to come up with policies that can regulate and put some guardrails on AI. So AI is a big thing. It's coming at us fast. Greg really believes in it. So several things that we do to help you understand and deal with it. We started in our newsletter, and you should subscribe to it, a new column called the AI Outlook, where we tell you what's going on with AI, but also have a column about how you can use it. Another thing we're doing is we're giving presentations, including here in Century Village for the Computer Club. But if you want to learn more about AI and you want us to come out and talk to you, to your group, we're happy to do so. Just call our office or email us or find me after this. One last thing, we have a new person in our office. Her name is Jenna. She's with me today. Jenna, can you please stand up? So Jenna is actually the person who is doing the AI You Can Use column in our newsletter. And we'd really like to hear from you about the questions you have so we can address it. That's all I got. I'll stick around if there are individuals who want to come up and talk to me. Thanks.
Thank you, Niels. Okay. Amy from Ann Gannon's office wants to say hello to everybody.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for allowing me to come up. My name is Amy. I am representing Constitutional Tax Collector Ann Gannon's office. And let me be the first, maybe, to say Happy Groundhog Day. I don't think anyone else said it. I did hear, I believe he did not see his shadow, so early spring. Yes, good news. Couple things I want to remind you of today. February, this is your last month to get a 1% discount for paying your property taxes. You can pay those online at www.pbctax.com. You can also, we have drop boxes in our office, or you can mail in that payment. Also excited to announce our brand new 2024 Tax Planner and Services Guides are in. We just got them in the other day. I will be dropping off a couple cases at the UCO office within the next couple weeks. Just a handy guide, everything you want to know about our office. Maybe we're afraid to ask, didn't know we offered these services. Also, handy at the very back is a calendar, so you can write in all the important deadlines and dates. So like I said, I'll be dropping those off at the UCO office. You can also go online and request some copies, and we will mail them to you. Thank you so much, and everyone have a great weekend.
Thank you, Amy. Mr. Daniel Eisner, Public Defender's Office.
Good morning. I'll be very brief. My name is Dan Eisinger. I've been at the Public Defender's Office for the last 20-plus years. Your elected public defender is Carrie Howitt. She's retiring after this term, so this position is up for election in August of this year. I'm running to take her place with her blessing and endorsements. At the office, we focus on representing people who can't afford private counsel, but with a real focus on helping people who need services. We've been working with Greg Weiss at the Commissioner's Office, County Commission, on providing mental health services to people who truly, truly need it and getting them out of the criminal justice system completely so that there aren't homeless people and people that are sort of committing nuisance crimes, not violent people, not people that are hurting you or your neighbors, but people that just truly need medication and help. So that's been our real focus and will continue to be. And I think Niels will tell you it's been a real success in the last year or so, so much so that we're expanding it moving forward. So again, my name is Dan Eisinger. I work at the Public Defender's Office, and I hope to earn your support in August of 2024. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay. Is Chief Alan Freeman here? He's a candidate.
He had to leave.
He left? Okay. We have three candidates looking to run for state attorney. So Greg Lerman.
Adjust that a little bit. Still morning, right? Seems like we've been here a while. Good morning. My name is Greg Lerman. I'm running for state attorney of Palm Beach County. I've been an attorney in Palm Beach County and a resident of Palm Beach County going on now 39 years. I made this decision because I thought it was necessary to run. I was asked by a number of people in the system to run. It is suggested by some of these people, including some judges, that the office needs help from the outside, and that is why I made that decision. There are serious concerns in this county. We've already heard about it today, about senior citizen fraud. It is a serious, serious problem that needs to be dealt with and paid attention to. A lot of times seniors go to local law enforcement and they're basically blamed for their own situation. You lost money, it's your fault. I've heard it over and over again by seniors calling my office to talk about it. It needs to be dealt with. It needs to be dealt with by local law enforcement. The individuals that are committing these frauds on our family members, our friends, need to be prosecuted. Now, admittedly, a lot of this comes from overseas, and those are federal issues. But there is lots of fraud being perpetrated on these communities, on your community in Century Village, on other communities like Kings Point, on other individuals over the age of 55 that are just not taken seriously. And they lose their homes, they lose their life savings. I can promise you, when I'm elected state attorney, we will take that seriously in this county. We will make sure that those individuals are prosecuted. They are taken seriously by local law enforcement, that your complaints, your concerns will not be ignored. Thank you.
Next, we have Mr. Silva. He's a candidate also for state attorney's office.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for having me here. My name is Rolando Silva, and I am a candidate for the office of the state attorney. I'm running for three primary reasons, and I believe it's why I have the endorsement of the law enforcement and the Palm Beach County Fire Rescue unions. Leadership, the right amount of leadership, the right type of leadership, the passion I have, and also I'm uniquely qualified. On leadership, when I was 19 years of age, I went to the police academy and I was elected president of my class. It was then I knew that I would have to give myself to much study to be the best kind of leader I could be, and that I tell you I did. I ended up graduating from 4 different colleges and universities, 3 of them summa cum laude. I was a graduate of the Harvard Kennedy School Senior Executives Program, and went to the FBI National Academy. In 2008, I was tapped to be the commander who took over the Lake Worth Police Department. There was 135 officers there, but the office was not running as good as it could. That's why they decided to merge with the sheriff's office. Sheriff Bradshaw tapped me to take over that office, take over that department, and within 2 years, we transformed and reformed that office, that department, to the point that they had the best crime rate in years. I did the same thing in Wellington. I've been commander in Wellington for the past 7 years, and also I was a prosecutor under David Ehrenberg in 2015 and 2016. As a prosecutor, I can tell you my philosophy is quite simple. If you have a long criminal history and you get caught again, and you have no contrition, no sense of remorse, I'm going to be very hard on trying to make sure justice is served. On the other hand, if you're a person who has underlying conditions, some like Greg just alluded to, and you don't have a long history, and you are indeed showing some type of repentance, I believe in giving people second, third, and even fourth chances. It's what it's going to take to get people back on the right road. As far as my passion, listen, it's the passion that I have to keep people safe. I hate when people take advantage of other people. I really do. It's what I've done since I've been 19 years of age. It's what I've done my whole adult life. It's what that passion drove me to go to the University of Miami School of Law 5 days a week, early in the morning, come back and work all night as a sergeant here at the sheriff's office. It's that passion that's even taken me to places like Haiti, Puerto Rico, to help law enforcement, help those officers keep their people safe. In fact, it's what took me to Africa just this last week in Zambia, just outside the Congo Republic, to help build a security wall around an orphanage where people are coming in and victimizing those children. I've done that. I've been doing that for a couple years, so it's not something I'm just trying to do to kind of boost my chances as a candidate. Bottom line, I'm uniquely qualified, both having the law enforcement experience and also the prosecution and attorney legal experience. That's why I have the endorsements of both, again, law enforcement unions and the fire rescue unions. Those people who put their lives on the line every day. They believe in me, and that's why I'm doing this to a great degree. I want to thank you again for having me. George, I hope you feel better soon, my friend. I know you're recovering from your surgery. And just please take a look at our campaign, Silva for State Attorney, and our Facebook page. Thank you.
Mr. Greg Williams. He's also a candidate.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Craig Williams. I've been with the State Attorney's Office for 27 years. I have prosecuted more than 500 jury trials. I'm the guy that's in that courtroom every single day fighting to protect our community. I am a phenomenal trial attorney. We have 330 employees at the State Attorney's Office. Guess who almost every single one of those people endorses? This guy right here. I have the reputation, I have the experience, I have the passion to do this. Where my passion came from, when my brother was 16 years old, I was 13 years old. He was killed in a horrible traffic crash. He was a passenger in a car going to work at 16, and his friend who was 17 was driving 95 miles an hour and ran into a telephone pole, and he killed my brother. That happened on Mother's Day, that he was the accident occurred, and then he died 4 days later on my father's birthday. It destroyed my family. I see the impact of what these crimes have. And then my parents were so devastated that we left New Jersey. We moved down to Florida. When we were in Florida, I worked at a gas station, and I was robbed at gunpoint, and I was beaten over the head. And fortunately, it didn't knock the complete sense out of me, and I was able to get enough information where they were able to catch the person that did it. And they caught him, and he went to trial. And they attacked a 16-year-old young boy who was in high school that I got it all wrong. And he got convicted, and he got 15 years in prison. And it was the prosecutor's first big trial that she ever tried. And it was my talking to her that drove that passion for me to want to go to law school and then do this. I have tried so many significant trials, some that you guys might know of. If you remember the Dunbar Village rapes, this is the guy. I prosecuted all 6 of those people, put them all in prison. They're never to touch another woman again for the rest of their lives. Dalia Dippolito, remember the lady that tried to kill her husband? I'm the one that got her locked up for good. This is just what I do. I'm a really good turn. You might know Jane Tackaberry and Elijah Tackaberry. Poor Jane was watching her grandson, who was 6 years old, when her son's ex-girlfriend broke into the house with another man, and they stabbed her to death. And then they tried to kill the boy as well, and they stuck the knife directly through his throat. And fortunately, Elijah survived. But those 2 people are in prison for the rest of their lives. So what you have to understand is that the state attorney's office only works if you have great prosecutors. If you have a leader that all those people want to work for, that they love and they trust. That's why almost every single person in that office who knows me for I've been doing it for over 31 years. But I left for a little bit of period of time to do some defense work because we didn't have a very good state attorney. But those people matter, like you people matter. This is your office. It only works, because remember, what we prosecute is, my job is the worst of the worst. The murders, the robbers, the stabbings, the shootings, the rapes, the child molestations. That's what you need a good, solid state attorney for, so that our community is protected. You want somebody that is competent at what they do, is a phenomenal trial attorney, and that everybody wants to work for, that they love, and they have the same passion. That's what I bring. The best people in that office will stay there. No one's leaving, and I have all the good people that left for morale reasons that are going to come back when you guys elect me state attorney. That's why you should vote for Craig Williams. I appreciate you guys, and thank you very much.
Thank you. Before we go on to new business, I would like for Delegate Assembly and guests to give a round of applause to Lawrence, who's been heading the security team at the clubhouse for about a year now, and he's done one hell of a job, and his crew also. They're very respectful, and we've gotten some very nice comments about the people at the front desk. Thank you, Lawrence. Do we have any new business? Any new business?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Dan Gladstone, Delegate Cambridge F. Personally, I'm very shocked about the passing of Tony. We've been connected professionally for many, many years. I just want to remind Yuko that the committee cannot function without anybody in license to do anything, to talk on behalf of the people in the village. Somebody has to be licensed. It's just a reminder, we had this problem before. Thank you.
Okay. Any other new business? Hearing none, I'm willing to entertain a motion. Motion made. Oh, excuse me. We have somebody getting up to the microphone.
I don't know if it's new business or old, but shouldn't we go over the minutes of the last meeting? We haven't done that today.
I did. I did at the very beginning. I have a motion and a second. And I asked if there was any corrections to be made, and I heard none.
Okay, thank you. I must have been reading.
No problem. Yes, sir, you're up.
Yes, I want to bring up the walking trail. In the morning, when people are walking, bicycles get...
Could you give us your name and what association and whether you're a delegate or not?
Not a delegate, Edward Bateman, and I'm at Berkshire I. All set?
Go ahead.
Okay. What happens is in the morning when I'm walking, there's these bicycles that drive by. Not all of them, but some of them, they don't give no warning, they don't have no bells, no horns, no nothing. I tell them about it, and I either get a hard time, they jump in my face, or else they throw me the finger. This has been going on for a long time. Somebody is going to get hurt. There's a lady that just celebrated her 90th birthday yesterday, and she does not walk that bike trail. When she does, she walks part of it and has to walk part of the where they're driving. And even though it's a violation, this lady's 90 years old. She wants to stay active. And I'm wondering if there's any possible way you could put a sign up there saying no bikes and battery-operated wheelchairs only, because these people are not going to stop.
Donald, would you like to address that?
Not sure how to respond, sir. I mean, obviously, this is something that's been going on for many years. Century Village does not have a dedicated bike lane, and it is unlikely that one will be able to be retrofitted in, mostly because of drainage issues. We do tell them to slow down. We encourage everyone to have horns and bells and lights and other safety devices. But ultimately, it's up to these individuals to police themselves. Can we put monitors on all the and have people slowing down? It's unlikely because of cost. We all have to be careful. And you know, some people are going to ride bikes. Would I want my mother riding a bicycle in our roads? No, I wouldn't. I would want her on the trails. I'm just not sure how to answer your question, sir. I don't think there's an easy signage or infrastructure solution. Everybody just has to slow down, take it easy for a couple of months until things thin out around here.
If they come at you, it's all right. You just pull over and give them access.
But when they come up
But
behind you,
we don't have eyes in the back of our head.
Exactly. When they come up behind you is when you have a problem.
And I believe in due time, if this does not stop, there's going to be fistfights inside this place, and something's got to happen. I mean, the battery-operated wheelchairs, like I say, I can understand, but the
And that's
bicycles.
something new as well, right? Over the last 10 years, we've had more and more of those. So we have competition. Scooters, wheelchairs, bicycles, walkers, people walking with walkers. It's you know, this time of year, we become a city, and everybody has to kind of figure that out. I will keep an eye on it, and maybe we can figure out something.
I know it's
I really
very
don't have
tough.
anything off the top of my head.
But there's going to be problems in due time. You're going to see a person get hurt. People are wearing earphones. They can't hear a bicycle coming when.
Stu saw a guy riding a bicycle reading a book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks anyway, sir.
All right.
Could I just comment on that, please?
Oh.
You're asking adults to change their behavior. We know that it doesn't work. We ask children to change their behavior. That doesn't work. I don't know what the answer is, but when you see people riding mechanized vehicles, reading a book along the walkways, you know, we really are in trouble.
I bicycle every morning, and I have a siren on my bicycle, I have a horn on my bicycle, and I blow the siren and blow the horn, and sometimes the walkers don't even move. You know, the walkers should walk on the right side and, you know, give the bicycle a chance to pass them.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
My name is Helen Hochberger from Bedford A. I need some clarification on an issue. Are commercial vehicles of non-residents allowed to habitually park their trucks overnight and on weekends in residential parking lots within Century Village?
Hi, Mrs. Hochberger. Just for everyone's edification, Mrs. Hochberger is referring to a truck belonging to an exterminator, Marty's Bugs. Some of you know him. Marty's mom lives in Bedford F, and the Bedford F board has allowed Marty to park his truck in their guest parking spots. This is a decision made by the Bedford F board. As far as whether he's an outside person, many of the associations are contracted to Marty Bugs. I believe WPRF is also contracted to Marty Bugs. So as I explained to you in an email, Mrs. Hochberger, earlier last night, this is an issue that has to be dealt with by the board of the association. And if the Marty Bugs truck is parked on your association property, feel free to have it towed. I would advise you first to have a current towing contract and make sure your signage is up. Okay?
So what you're saying is if I were to have a business that had, let's say it is toxic chemicals I could park it in by Bedford A, and not, why is this truck that is filled with toxic chemicals?
That would be a matter for your association, Bedford A, to make a decision on. Bedford A governs Bedford A property.
Okay, so what I'm not understanding, because I read the reports every week, and there are complaints about the little tags that are expired, and people with other trucks that shouldn't be parking, why there is a truck full of toxic chemicals in a residential area where it could be parked, where Seacrest parks, or where Breezeline parks, or by Walgreens. Why is a toxic chemical truck allowed to park where residential people live? It is also, not only that, it is an eyesore. I wake up to it every morning. I go to sleep seeing it all the time.
Okay.
And I know people from Bedford C, so...
You mentioned Bedford C.
Yeah.
Ma'am, as I told you in the email last night, that would be a matter that you would want to take up with the Bedford F Board of Directors.
So
They govern their own property, and Yuko and Donald has no authority to tell them what to do on their own property.
Okay, so then you're saying that these kinds of vehicles, so if I had a hearse...
I'm not saying
I could park it
Ma'am, I'm
at
not
Bedford
saying
A.
anything. I'm saying that this matter belongs to an association, and if you have a complaint, you should contact that board's manager or board of directors.
Well, I think
All right.
it should go beyond that. If
Okay.
having commercial vehicles parked overnight habitually should be not just an association's business, but should go to UCO or whoever. Because if they're allowed to park, hey, there's going to be plenty of other business trucks filled with goodness knows what parking habitually in the village. So not just Bedford A, but I think it should be a concern of everybody's association.
Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate your comments.
Hello, I got one comment for you.
Just very quickly, I
hold it.
missed the name of the third gentleman speaking, running for DA. Can you help me out?
Sure. Greg Williams.
Greg Williams. Thank you.
Okay. He's right there. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, he left.
Who's
All right.
Hi, my name is Maria Beal. I've been a resident of Century Village for 16 years. I snowbird. I have my car. I went to get it transponded, and I can't get one because the vehicle is under my husband's name. He doesn't come here, and I can't get one. I've never, and I'm also an alternate candidate for the board, for the Bedford A.
As we told you, very simple. Registration and ID must match.
It doesn't match, and it never has. My husband was only here 2 years out of the 16 years that I've been here. When was this changed? And why wasn't anybody notified of it?
Ma'am, it has been that way for a long time.
No, you've given me my sticker in all these other years.
No, ma'am.
Yes, you did. Don't lie. And I went there to see Dominic, and he said I lied. What did I lie about?
Don't get into it. I don't know. But
I never lied to any of you.
I'm
But
not sure, but we gave you the options of what to do. You
I
a-
have to go back to New York to get the
No.
registration changed.
No, you don't have to. You use your Century Village ID to enter.
I understand that, but it does take a lot longer.
Well,
And I do pay my taxes and my dues and everything else.
okay.
So why am I being prosecuted?
You're not being prosecuted.
I'm
There's
sure
a
there's-
procedure that you don't want to follow.
But I'm sure there's other people.
There's no
that-
one else, ma'am.
I'm sure there is.
Okay.
If I got
Yes.
away with it for 14 years, there's other people.
All right. Thank you. No. Hold on a second. Yes, ma'am.
I was asked by the residents of my building if the bingo was coming back on Wednesday. They had it before the pandemic, and these ladies are looking for it, and they asked me to ask if there's any chance of bringing
There's
back
no
bingo.
immediate procedure to bring bingo back anytime soon.
Oh, bingo. Okay.
May I
Yes,
make a
Bob.
suggestion? All right. if someone, like that situation where the registration's in her husband's name, why not just get a notarized permission for her to drive it?
Doesn't work that way, Bob.
Well, it should.
It shouldn't. Okay, well, all right. Anything else? We have a motion to adjourn. We have a second. Okay. Have a wonderful day, everybody. And happy Valentine's Day to all the lovers out there. We still need it.